Chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came down to the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. This is episode 3 of... Uh-oh. That's not good. Actually, this is episode 3 of this recording session. Hopefully to do 4 today, so I have some to do, or some stuff to do for later. These will go up on my YouTube channel.
Where is the bookseller?
Let's go ahead and check stuff out here. Yeah, check me out on YouTube. You'll see this on YouTube after all. I don't remember the name of it. It's so weird. But help me get to 100 subs. If you get me to 100 subs, I can change my name and I can officially be Lord Bowmeister on YouTube. Let's get me there. Come on, guys. Gotta help a friend out here. Anyway. Alright, so it was still the 20th of October. The Nameless Bookstore. I left the Sanders home, still shaken by my encounter with the Shambler. Thanks to Cat's indications, I ended up at the Nameless Bookstore, a haunt for devotees of esotericism. The place seems to have been burglarized. Who could have done such a thing? Well, let's move over to Pierce. We do have 2 CP. Okay, because it didn't save, because I used them just after the cutscene, and the cutscene with the checkpoint. I essentially didn't use points at all. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and put in Eloquence. That seems like a good place to put him. And my sanity meter has been rocked. We're now shaken. 2 things to read. 1, meet the Shambler. It is in Francis Sanders' private gallery that Pierce discovers the identity of the Shambler, a huge artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins. When Pierce approached it, a creature burst forth from the painting and immediately chased after him. This beast from another dimension has such a hold on the mind of a person who finds himself in its presence that a simple glance in its direction is enough for Pierce to lose some sanity. Pierce finally managed to send the Shambler back into the painting using a dagger engraved with a strange symbol. But this encounter has left its mark on the psyche of the investigator. Still under the influence of the creature, he almost stabbed his own hand. And we are shaken. The ordeals you have gone through have left their mark, but you still manage as best you can. You keep your mind busy. Okay, so we're still shaken. That's okay. Move over. Dark water. Nobody. Nobody of importance. Sanders' residence. The Sanders home is all of its shades of red and in gold. It's impressive, but nothing matches the private gallery of Francis Sanders. This place is huge, and entirely dedicated to his passion for troubling and macabre works. Or macabre. We'll go macabre. Macabre. Either way. Defaced figures of virgins, sacrificial daggers, statues of monsters. And the painting that led him to his demise takes center stage. The Shambler, a painting by Sarah Hawkins, a close friend of the couple. What happened in this room, I will never be able to forget it. And occult is the painting itself. The painting was exposed in Francis Sanders' gallery, but I think that the creature no longer required it for movement. It went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure, it's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I am not sure. Extract from the notebook of Edward Pierce, private detective. Alright, so clues. We scroll back over. We are now in chapter 7, but we got 2 more clues. Or just the same clues. Inventory, knowledge. The same knowledge I think we've gotten from before. Oh, the amulet. Some more sleeping pills. Yeah, just more of those. That I cleared earlier, but I didn't clear. Oops. No, come on. Oh, Dagger of the Ancients is the dagger we picked up. This exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin probably dates from the 16th century. It bears the Elder sign on its hilt. It apparently belonged to Paragalli Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier of the court of Suleiman the Magnificent. Legend tells that Bergali used a symbol on the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. What is certain is that Suleiman had his vizier executed. Did he fear him after this demonstration of power? Extract from the Art Mysticism, Francis Sanders' Forgotten Objects. Alright, so let's explore around. Hey, there's a book.
An old diary.
Diary of the Pastor's Wife, Volume 4. I apparently missed 2 volumes. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to the voice in his head because it holds the truth. Alright, let's see what else is around here that we can investigate, explore. History of Darkwater, Part 2. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century. 17th supposed to be 17 the? No, I think it's 17th, and they just haven't. There's a lot of misspellings in the subtext, in the subtitles, and text. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. There's a skeleton hanging there. Why is there a skeleton hanging there? Alright, looks like this room is pretty innocuous. Got more lantern light. A whole bunch of things of anatomy. History of Darkwater, Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because, up until then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returned to port with the gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Very eerie music. Okay, nothing else seems to be in this room besides that tome. More lantern oil. I don't know if I'm going to go back here yet. Do I?
What happened here?
Alright, I guess I don't want to go back that way just yet. There's a skilly man. Here's a tome. Oops. I do not want to. I don't want that, thank you. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 2. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgery specific to malformations and motor disorders. Our progression sheet means we got a new boost. No. Lantern.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These spit ratings are at the origin of the esoteric movement found by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy. Theosophy. There we go. Would have drawn extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult him. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore in Darkwater, could be as much as a fake as irreparable proof as Blavatsky's sincerity. And I'm actually going to quick look at that. I just do that one. Yep. Book. We got Book of Dyson. Okay, I'll do some more research on that. That seems kind of fun. Our occultism goes up. Speaking of occultism, well, we're up to 37 and 36 precisely with those two. Speaking of which, we found the Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. Just seeing if there are any more books in here that I can read. I found in here. Are there any more books that I can read in here? That way for a minute. I will come up here. Reuse that to see if there are any more books in here I can use. Oh, hey, look. There's a book. Will I read the book? Of course I will.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
This is the Malleus Mysterium. This collection catalogs and classifies creatures that I've never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as a reference work on the bestiary of the myth, without giving details on the mythology to which it refers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. And this page actually looks like the Shambler, actually. Alright, well, it says I need to come in and do a reconstruction of the scene. So I guess we'll go ahead and do so. Let's find out what's in here.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Alright.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Aye, it does. It does. Alright, so it looks like we have a good chunk of this. We can't go in here. There's glass, at least, but no necessarily blood trail. I guess there's blood trail.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
Most likely. Most likely. And if we come here...
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
And I don't think there's anything in here. Nope, so we'll follow the light and enter this little back area here. With 3 things to note.
What killed all these animals?
Rats and those roaches.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins?
Here we go.
What's happening to Hawkins? What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
What is she hiding in that?
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
What is in the safe?
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Well, of course it is. Alright, I guess we're leaving. Oh. Alright, clues.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
Key of Rayleigh file. This key that bears the Elder Sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch, or star and the branch, whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips off to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
Possibly. Quite possibly. Whoa! That just lit up like a beacon. Alright, so book. Look it down here.
Arkham editions. Never heard of it.
Arkham Anthology Volume 3. Things That Should Not Be. A collection of essays on American folklore and urban legends written by Albert Wilmarth, professor at Miskatonic University. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on the esotericism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Well, so far we know of at least 3. Arkham Anthology Volume 1, Orwell. Okay, 2 different writings here. On the one, on the cover, it says Aurea Linda. In the caption above the book, it says Aurea, O-E-R-A. An ancient Frisian manuscript, An ancient Frisian manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that, in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of the people, and, moreover, that our alphabet is derived from the Frisian language. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on the esoteric and the supernatural. Oops, a daisy.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
7. Arkham Anthology Volume 7, Isis Unveiled. A book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. Okay. Book.
Arkham Editions. Never heard of it.
Arkham Anthology Volume 4, The King of Solomon. A book of spells supposedly written by the legendary King Solomon. It contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Reedition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W. de Lawrence's original. Lawrence's? Whatever.
How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions.
Apparently there's 2 copies of
How many
Volume 4.
volumes are there in this collection?
Volume 8, Massa de Requiem, Pushugai. Opera in 8 acts by Benvenuto Chieti Bordighera. Okay, so it's Italian. My apologies. Massa de Requiem per Shugai. An infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing. This book here.
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
A collection of long-term astrological predictions written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Leone and Theophilus Whitebridge. This is Volume 6, titled The Prophecies. Anything else popping out at me here? By the way, it says to open the safe. My sanity keeps dropping here. I hope if I drop my sanity that I would not. Anyway, the Nameless Bookstore. I've never seen such a collection of works on magic and occultism. Algernon Drake, the owner, prides itself on being a luminary in the study of esoteric phenomena. The library was ransacked during an attempted burglary. It holds a number of rare or forbidden works. Its back room houses a safe protected by an ancient symbol. Clues. Key of Riley file and knowledge. Several tomes that we picked up. Several tomes. Okay. So it looks like there's nothing else in here. We'll grab some more lantern oil just to be safe. Oh, hey. Oh, what's this?
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Well, if I find myself a photograph, I will no problem listening to it. This lights back up again. That's funny. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1. The least that can be said about this book is its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Oh, hey, what's in here?
A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
A strange amulet. The pendant is in the shape of a large dog. I don't know what it represents. I might find out more by searching the bookstore. Hello there.
Left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If someone finds these memoirs, it will no doubt mean that I have encountered serious troubles. My only hope is that my mortal remains are still in this plane, so that they may be recovered and cremated. The funeral urn shall be delivered to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. What follows is of the utmost importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder isn't the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If, by chance, a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall in the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from the actions. Okay then. Nope. So let's take a look. Cool. Just the dog. The hound. Do not make the mistake of taking this jewel for an inanimate object. The soul of a powerful sorcerer, devourer of the bodies in the Lang cult, a sect from Central Asia, lies in this jade amulet. His very characteristic form, a massive hunting dog, represents the transformation of the sorcerer into a man-eating ghoul. Whoever unearths this amulet and wears it around his neck is at risk of the sorcerer's wrath. The latter will return in the shape of a formidable hunter to attract and dismember all defilers. Extract taken from the Malleus Mysterium by Abigail G. In our inventory, I don't know if this has ever been. That guy looks like Lovecraft a little bit. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. It's puzzling time, kiddies. Of course, I can't leave. And there's no photograph in this very strange place.
Arkham editions. Never heard of it.
Arkham Anthology Volume 2, Corpus Hermeticium. Written by Hermes Trismegistus, translated and edited by Nathaniel M. Coppolis. Collection of tests on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher and includes a translation of the Emerald Tablet, a popular text among 16th century alchemists. Okay, so there's another book. Excuse me. Alright, well, at least it's not going to punish me if I get it wrong. Okay, how am I supposed to... Alright, let's go back to our inventory then. Another book. And the inlet. Okay. Back into our inventory. Okay, looks like they all have that same basic shape. And 3. Now let's go back to the other room because I don't know. Chessboard.
Things are not looking good.
White is kind of in trouble. There's the phonograph. Alright. So let's find myself something to write on. Somewhere. Close that for now. I could use it. Stretch. Excuse me, folks. Sorry. All right, on the back of my timesheet. All right, so.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attraction. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secret. And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attraction. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secret.
Okay, so number 2.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
And 3.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seems particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Alright, so 1's the only one I don't know for sure.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Goblet. This goblet seems very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rubies and sapphires make up a specific motif? Maybe.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
Just rotating this, seeing if there's anything specific here. 2, 3. Okay, starting from the right of the crack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go 5. Right, because he did say blood and stones, right? We'll listen, cylinder 1 more time.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attraction, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secret.
Okay.
The Queen has little protection.
There's 3 or 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, we'll try with what I wrote down originally. So we'll go, oops, wrong one, 5. Oops. 5, 4, 9. No. 8, 3, 5. Please tell me I'm on the right track somewhere. Do I have... Please tell me... No, it didn't even give you transcripts for that. Great.
What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection?
The fact that there are 2 number 4s.
Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about. What did Drake say about this collection? The Queen has little protection.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seems particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay, well I can't find number 9. Okay. Maybe try a lantern. 4, 9.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
There we go. Arkham Anthology Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, a collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby. Also known as the Nightmare Lyrics, this collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his... What did Drake say about this collection?
Apparently nothing, because I'm getting absolutely zero information from it. Translate. Let's try it backwards. Oops. 9, 4, 5. Nope. Because he says it in his note here. Let's go back to his note. Each cylinder is numbered. where are the numbers? Like, what are the numbers? Let's light up the chalice, shall we?
The chalice of knowledge.
There's a crack here. There's a crack length the cup, but I don't know how to read it. I'll turn it off. The chessboard, of course.
The queen has little protection.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pieces. What does cylinder 2 say?
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Alright, so there's only... There's only 3 pieces left standing. So, that one? 3. No. Let's try this. We'll set it back to that. And 5. Haha! Got it! What do we have here? A very dusty tome. What is this book? I guess we're gonna read it. That's not a good idea, Pierce. Not a good idea. Really not a good idea. Somebody is watching you, Pierce. What have you done?